Hello, Small Biz David here, and I wanted to share with you this morning an article that I read last evening. I am a regular subscriber to Entrepreneur Magazine, and it's a great magazine. I love it. Uh, I always find something in it that gets my interest, and I suppose I'm sure on a monthly basis I share at least one article about something about entrepreneurship that I find in the magazine, and they also are very active uh, emailers. So during the month, I might get a dozen or more emails from them, and I often share uh, stories with you that way. But this is called the Design Edition. It is I'm sure it's this month, is it? It's the August edition. And the article that got my attention, I go to the table of contents, obviously, to read what's in the magazine. But the one article that immediately got my attention, and you'll see in a moment why. Do you have what it takes? 15 signs that you're an entrepreneur. It's on page 88 of the magazine. And it's an article written by Marcia Layton Turner. I did a search on Marcia, and she's written several books about entrepreneurship. I even tweeted her this morning after I got that was the only way I was able to reach her, and I asked her if she would like to come on and excuse me, an HOA with me to talk about this article. But I wanted to share these 15 things with you, and if you think you're an entrepreneur and you possess these characteristics, or you know you're an entrepreneur and you possess these characteristics, I think you will enjoy the article. And I just found I did not have the right mark. Let's see what happens now. Okay, number one, you take action. And in this particular one, well, you're an entrepreneur and you think about things and you say, wow, wouldn't it be great if, or I have this great idea. And the important thing about an entrepreneur is that you take action. And Marcia uses Barbara Corcoran, the founder of the Corcoran Group, who is a co-star of the TV Shark Tank, a show that if you've never watched it, it's a great show to watch on Friday evenings. I believe it's 8 o'clock Eastern Daylight Time is when the show airs. And Barbara has been a very active entrepreneur in her lifetime. And she says, I hate entrepreneurs with beautiful business plans, saying that sometimes entrepreneurs take too much time in writing the beautiful business plan and they don't act upon what it is that they want to do. So that's an entrepreneur takes action. Number two, you're insecure. This is one that I have really had to read to understand what the insecurity part is really all about. I don't think I'm an insecure person myself, but Marcia says many. Actually, no, Marcia didn't say this. Corcoran, Barbara Corcoran says many entrepreneurs judged as ambitions ambitious. Many entrepreneurs judged as ambitious are really insecure underneath. Uh, when evaluating potential investments, Barbara adds, I want someone who is scared to death. So apparently, that insecurity is an important part of entrepreneurship. That's a debatable one. Number 3, you're crafty. One of my favorite TV shows growing up was MacGyver. This was Tony Saya. Tony is the CEO of Las Vegas-based Zappos. We've all heard about Zappos and the wonderful job that they've done. But you're crafty certainly is a very, very crafty individual. Number 4, you're obsessed with cash flow. If you are not obsessed with cash flow, it's going to be tough to be an entrepreneur, because if you don't have cash flow, unless you have some very deep pockets personally, or an investor of yours is not going to pressure you to create the cash flow, you must be very obsessed with cash flow. I am very, very obsessed with it. So I have it down personally. The way that I work my entrepreneurship model is to understand exactly what money is out there that somebody owes me, and I have a very, I don't want to say a unique way, but I can collect money that is owed me. I think there's only been, except, wow, somebody stole some money from me once. But I think in my lifetime, there's only one time that I wasn't able to collect on money that was owed me. It was back in the 80s when I was in the publishing business. And to this day, a pizza shop chain in my home community ran a $478 4-color ad in a magazine that I was publishing, and I was not able to collect on it, although the salesperson who was handling that particular account, I think there might have been something going on there. But at any rate, that's the only time I haven't been able to collect on it, and it certainly was projected into my cash flow. Excuse me, back in those days. Number 5, you get into hot water. Yes. You don't want to get into cold water if you're an entrepreneur. You definitely want to be in hot water. That kind of reminds me, too, people talk about cold calling, and I've never understood the concept of cold calling. I don't make cold calls. I may make a call to someone with whom I have never engaged, someone I never met, but I do enough homework and enough research to make it a warm call and not a cold call. Warm is definitely better than cold. So you're showing signs of entrepreneurship if you get into hot water, and that's never been a problem with me. You're fearless. I am pretty much fearless. You really become fearless when you've had, physically, you've had some near-death experiences in your life, and I've had 3, maybe 4, and have survived those. So there's a certain element of fear that is taken out of the equation when you live through a near-death experience. Also, I became a small business owner I'd been involved in entrepreneurship before that time, but actually became an owner when I was 24 years old. and I was too young and naive to be fearful. I made a personal investment of $10,000 in a business when I was 24 years old, back in 1974. And uh, I became very risk averse, and it it was one of those things where I didn't even think about risk. Didn't even think about it. You had a job to do, so you did it, and you had goals and objectives that you had to accomplish. So you created a strategic plan, and you took action. You didn't just think about it. You took action, and you did it. That, to me, uh, the concept of risk is just a way of life. Uh, Number 7, you can't sit still. I do have a very difficult time sitting still, so I guess I fit into that category. You're malleable. That's number 8. If you have only one acceptable outcome in mind, your chances of making it are slim. If you are willing to listen, your clients will show you which of your products or services provide the most value. That is an extremely important concept in entrepreneurship. Listening. Listen to your clients. Your clients and potential prospects will tell you anything that you need to know to make your business successful. They will tell you, quite frankly, if you can bring value into my life, either as a person or as a business, consumer or business, if you can bring value into my life, I will do business with you. But you have to listen to find out what it's going to take to bring value into their life. Number 9, I need to turn the page. You enjoy navel gazing. Without direct supervisors, entrepreneurs need to be comfortable with the process of evaluating their own performance. That requires a willingness to solicit feedback from those around you to self-improve. I have been an entrepreneur for over 40 years. There's only 1 year in my life where I had employees in my company, and I had 15 employees back in 1978, 79 when I was in the publishing business. So taking the path of, and by the way, I didn't enjoy the experience of having 15 people dependent upon me for their health and welfare. Uh, I made the decision back in 1979 that whatever I was going to do in my life, in business, from that point on, I was not going to depend upon a staff of people to make it happen for me. I was going to go out and do it myself. And if I couldn't do it myself efficiently, if I couldn't do it myself efficiently, I would outsource that particular task so that somebody who could do it more efficiently than I could, somebody who could do it better than I could, would get it done. That's the path that I have taken virtually my entire life. Well, anyways, the last 35 years. That is not a path that I necessarily recommend. It has worked for me, so that's why I continue doing it. It's not a path that a model, a business model, if you will, that will necessarily work for other folks. So you have to be very careful. So back to the point here, you have to be a good listener. I need to listen to other people around me. I need to listen to my customers. I need to listen to my prospects because I don't have people inside working with me that I can listen to. and get feedback. So I've had to do it basically for myself, which is okay. It's worked for me. Number 10, you're motivated by challenges. Oh my goodness, that's really the bottom line to me. Challenges motivate me. Now, I don't necessarily take all the challenges. I take the challenges that I find interesting. I take the challenges that I really believe that I can meet and exceed the particular challenge. If I can't meet and exceed it, I probably won't take it on. But I will say uh, that is probably the strongest characteristic that I have as an entrepreneur. I love challenges. Bring it on. You consider yourself an outsider. Um, I'm not going to go into that one, but I understand perfectly what they are, what Marcia is trying to say here. Uh, I am an outsider about many, many things. Sometimes I get inside, and that's when I need to be inside to accomplish the objective. But being an outsider allows you to step back, evaluate, look at the situation, see what is meaningful for you, and pursue that which is meaningful, that which is significant, that which will bring value to your life. And it goes back to the previous one where we talked about challenges. Number 12, you recover quickly. How very important. And I'm telling you, I have needed to recover many, many times in my life, physically, and because of my particular lifestyle, I have been able to recover from near-death experiences. I have had a lot of surgeries in my lifetime. 5 years ago, at this time, it was exactly at this time 5 years ago, I had 3 heart surgeries in the month of July. Nothing was what I call lifestyle. I was just born with a bad heart, bad parts. And fortunately, in my lifetime, those parts have been fixed, but I've been able to recover quickly. 5 years ago, I had a subdural hematoma. I had a blood clot on my brain, and it was a pretty uh, challenging time in my life, but uh, because I go out of my way to take care of myself, I was able to recover quickly from that particular thing. I was live streaming on the internet back in those days on a website, and I probably was doing my first streaming 3 weeks after I was in intensive care, critical care, to repair, to repair the blood clot. Also, I've been able to recover quickly from bad, well, most of the time I've been able to recover quickly from bad business decisions I've made. I've made way too many bad decisions in my life, but I've been able to recover quickly. The worst decision I ever made in business was I actually began it in about 5 years ago. And it took me 3 years to find out that it was a bad decision because I was in denial of the existing situation. And then an incident happened where I had to recover. Now, it has taken me about 2 years to fully recover from that bad decision that I made, but it was one of those things where it took time. I knew that I had to recover. I knew that I had to put an action plan into place. I knew I had to live the plan, work the plan, and move forward in my life. And because of the severity of the problem, challenge, it just took a little bit longer to do it. But you know what? I did it. And that also is a sign of a true entrepreneur. You fulfill needs. Absolutely. That's what being a small business owner is. An entrepreneur says, geez, I have this idea. Geez, I think it's a really good idea. But you know what? It doesn't mean anything unless you can satisfy somebody's needs, that you will bring value into their life if they buy your solution, if they buy your goods, if they buy your service, whatever it is. You have to satisfy a need, and you satisfy that need by creating value in one's life. Number 14, you surround yourself with advisors. This was something that I kind of did in my lifetime. I didn't do it strongly enough. I should have had more advisors early on in my business career than I did. And it was about 5 years ago, after all those years, that, no, actually it was a little longer than 5 years ago, it's probably 7 or 8 years ago, that I understood the true meaning of establishing the concept of having advisors, an advisory board. They can be friends, they could be people that don't know you, they can be people that want to help you and they work for nothing, or they might want to work, they might have a fee attached to the expertise that they will bring to you and your business, or they might work for equity in your business, in that business idea that you are sharing with them. We talked about that concept this week. It was on Tuesday of this week. You might check into my stream or come into our community, and I know there's links in the community. I did a discussion with two friends, members of the community, Jessica Duell and Nora Whalen, and I had done personal one-on-one featured entrepreneur HOAs with both of these, with both Jess and Nora. Probably in November of last year is when I did it. We had this discussion when each of them had their own business venture, but they met online, they met through an HOA or whatever, and they decided to form a collaborative partnership, a new business model for each of them. We talked about that model this week. They actually, and it wasn't by plan, it was just by kind of coincidence, that they introduced their business concept, their business collaboration, their new business idea. They're calling it the Infusion Principle, infusionprinciple.com. They introduced it, and part of the concept of this business is someone's access to a group of advisors, an advisory board. So we had that discussion of how important it is. I urge you to go back and look at the HOA that I did on Tuesday, and if you can't find it, send me a message. Put it in this event stream that was created for this event, this HOA, and I will get back to you with a link to that. As a matter of fact, I'll put the link in the event page at the end. And 15, first and foremost, finally, I shouldn't say first and foremost, number 15 in success. It's Do you have what it takes? 15 signs that you're an entrepreneur. Number 15 is you work and play hard. I work and play hard. I don't play enough, but I do spend plenty of hours. But working hard, playing hard, they're both very important concepts. You need to step away from your business, and that's really what playing hard means, what Marcia is referencing there. You need to be able to step away from work, put it down, go away, do something fun, take your mind off of the intensity that we get ourselves into as entrepreneurs. We're thinkers. Remember, don't just think about it, be a doer. So that's what I wanted to share with you today. I hope that Marcia will answer the tweet that I did with her and come on and do an HOA. By the way, tomorrow at 10:30, we are having a Dreaming with Entrepreneurs in Google Plus community meeting tomorrow morning, 10:30 Eastern Daylight Time. There will be at least 3 different discussions going on. The purpose of having these community meetings is to invite members of the community to come and do an HOA with me so that we can share not just with the rest of the community but with Google World what it is that we are doing in our business. What are the challenges? How can you and I collaborate in those challenges to create a successful business endeavor? That's the mission of the community. That's my vision of the community. That small business collaboration is the future success. It has to be part of the small business model if that small business is going to be successful. Thank you for taking time today to listen so that I could share with you 15 characteristics of successful entrepreneurs. Do you have what it takes? And I will see you the next time, which may very well be the best time. We'll see you then.